Hi boys and girls, today in math we're going to talk about how we can find shapes within shapes. I know that sounds kind of silly because when you think of a square you just think of one square. Well, watch how I do this. Right now, if we look at this, we have one big square here. But you can make little squares in the middle just by adding two lines. If you want to practice this with me, get out a piece of paper and we can do it together. So now we're going to try and make that again to show that we can have shapes in shapes. So we're going to make our square again. Now we're going to add more squares inside a square. I have my line going down, and then I have a line going across. Look at that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. Super cool, right? Now, not only can a big square turn into little squares, but a big square can turn into triangles. So instead of your lines going down and across, they go diagonal. And this way, you first had your big square and you added your diagonal lines and you just created 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Super cool. Now in a rectangle, we have our big rectangle here. If you add little diagonal lines, you create a diamond. So you're just able to create a diamond inside of a rectangle. That's the super cool thing about shapes, is that shapes you can do so many fun things with, and you can turn them into so many cool things. Like in this shape. This used 3 different shapes to make, looks kind of like a house. So it used a triangle, it used a square, and a circle. A triangle, a square, and a circle. And we just made something out of 3 different shapes. That's the cool thing about shapes. I love shapes. So if we're gonna we look at the next picture now. Now this looks like a drawing, but in this drawing, there's hidden shapes. There's shapes hiding in there. Let's find those shapes hiding in those other shapes. I see one. Let's see if you see it. It's round. It's a circle. Look at all these circles. There's a ton. Does anyone see another shape? I see another shape. I see a triangle. And here's another triangle. And here's another triangle. What about some other ones? Ooh, now remember what we talked about. Shapes can be a bunch of different sizes. They can be small, they can be medium, or they can be really big. Like this rectangle over here. This rectangle is kind of small. Still a rectangle. Or even this rectangle. This rectangle is even smaller. Still a rectangle. This rectangle's bigger. Still a rectangle. Look at all those shapes that we're finding in here. Isn't that so cool? Here's another triangle. And then we have a circle, another circle here in the cat's eye. Another rectangle up here. There's so many many shapes. So boys and girls, don't let these shapes trick you. Have fun with them because you can make so many cool things out of them. That's the best thing about shapes. All right, good luck practicing your shapes at home.